Now on Up With KREM, health insurance premiums are going up. For some families, the jump is huge. Why experts say millions of Americans could soon be paying nearly double for their coverage.
I really hope that this symbolizes that even though this horrid event happened, we can still grow in hope and never ever forget what they've done for us.
The powerful message behind one Coeur d'Alene student's tribute and how she hopes her simple act can inspire the entire community.
And we finally gotten a dry weekend for the inland Northwest. I'll show you the weather impacts that we'll experience today and when our next rain chances are this week.
An early season test for Gonzaga. We have a look at what to watch for in tonight's big game against Oklahoma.
Up with KREM begins now.
Well, good Saturday morning, everyone. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on the show. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez, and we got to get right to our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick, because this is a big weekend for us here in the inland Northwest. The first in weeks without rain, and I'm stoked on it.
Me too. I'm actually looking at the graph of rain accumulations in front of me here, and it's really funny that it does like a bump up for a weekend, and then a bump up for a weekend, and then another bump up for a weekend. I'm like, it's been 4 straight weekends where it's rained here. How about we get a weekend off from the rainfall? Well, that's this weekend. If you're doing some outdoor activities, whether it's raking the leaves or even putting up the Christmas lights, this is going to be a great weekend for that. Might be a bit of fog outside for this Saturday morning. Won't be quite that impact on Sunday, but thankfully dry for both of these days. Any of our next rain chances will hold off until the work week ahead. There might be a small chance on Monday, but definitely not as bad as it was compared to this past week. Here are the rain chances for the week ahead. 20% on Monday. I'm looking at another storm system on Thursday and Friday of this upcoming week, but that is still a ways away. So definitely want to enjoy and take advantage of the dry conditions this weekend.
Washington Governor Bob Ferguson is scheduled to be in Spokane this weekend for several meetings. Today, the governor is scheduled to meet with Gonzaga's new president ahead of the Zags game against Oklahoma tonight. On Sunday, the governor plans to meet with Representatives Tim Ormsby and Natasha Hill.
You can now sign up for health insurance on the Affordable Care Act exchange, but you might be shocked to see some of the prices.
Some federal subsidies are coming to an end, and that's what's causing a lot of this increase. Jen Sullivan takes a closer look at the rising prices.
Millions of Americans will soon be paying more for health insurance. That's because insurance companies on the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, are charging more for coverage next year.
It's basically unaffordable for many.
KFF, a nonprofit focused on health policy, found insurance companies on the Affordable Care Act are raising premium costs by roughly 26% on average in 2026, and there's not much people can do to lower those costs.
If you drop down, take a less generous plan, then you're going to have a higher deductible.
More than 24 million people get their health insurance through the ACA, and roughly 92% of them receive federal tax credits to help lower their monthly costs. But those healthcare subsidies are at the center of the battle on Capitol Hill. They're set to expire at the end of 2025. Democrats want to extend those tax credits.
If enhanced premium tax credits expire, we're expecting that on average, premium payments are going to more than double. That's a 114% increase.
The Congressional Budget Office estimates permanently extending the subsidies would cost $350 billion over the next decade. Many Republicans say they won't negotiate the subsidies until enough Democrats approve a spending bill to end the government shutdown. Caught in the middle is the American public. Without the subsidies, KFF says average monthly premium costs could go from $888 to as much as more than $1,900 next year.
It's a complicated situation.
It's not just ACA premiums going up. KFF found annual family premiums for employer coverage is higher as well. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Washington Senator Maria Cantwell shared a breakdown of how health care costs could change in each county. The calculations are based on a married couple with a household income of $120,000 per year. Here's a look at how much it could cost. In both Spokane and Stevens counties, the price could more than triple, from about $412 per month to more than $1,400 per month. That's almost $12,000 more per year. In Whitman County, it could cost more than $10,000 more per year. And Grant County could see some of the biggest increases in the entire state. Cantwell says prices could go up there from about $262 per month to more than $1,400. That's an extra $14,000 per year.
It's time for a recap of the top stories on KREM.com this week.
Our top story, a jury found Martin Diaz not guilty of assaulting a Border Patrol agent. After the verdict, he was transferred to ICE custody to follow through on deportation orders.
We're never going to stop fighting to be reunited with our families. The immigration system currently is not set up for success. And I would love to be able to continue that work and continue in the immigration process.
The order of removal makes it so Martin cannot apply for a green card. Diaz's wife hopes the whole family will be in Mexico at some point next week.
Commuters have likely noticed the bridge to nowhere in the Hilliard district next to Spokane Community College. That bridge is a part of the North Spokane Corridor project and will eventually connect to I-90. WashDOT says that connection will finally happen sometime around 2030. First, crews need to finish stage 2 of the project.
6 people died and 30 got sick from a listeria outbreak across the country. The outbreak came from some ready-to-eat pasta meals sold at Albertsons, Trader Joe's, Sprouts, Kroger, and more. You can see those meals here on your screen. Stores here in Washington did sell some of them, so if you have any of these, you should either throw them away or return them to the store. It is a big night for Gonzaga's men's basketball team. The team faces Oklahoma tonight at the Spokane Arena.
So this is only the second game of the season, but it should be a good early season test for the Zags. The Bulldogs opened the season earlier this week with an easy win against Texas Southern. 5 Zags scored double figures, led by Tyan Grant Foster with 15 points. Oklahoma should provide more of a challenge, of course. The Sooners feature transfer guards who bring experience and a scoring punch. Head coach Mark Few is hoping Gonzaga can build on its defensive performance from earlier in the week.
It's kind of been the aspect, this team that's probably shown the most consistently throughout kind of summer and fall camp. And, certainly it showed the other night. So we're hoping that'll carry over, as we begin to play better and better teams.
Tonight's game tips off at 7:30. Coming up in 15 minutes, we check in with Andy Patton from Locked On Zags to hear his keys to the game. This month is Native American Heritage Month. It's a time to celebrate the traditions, languages, and stories of Native American communities.
Throughout the month, the Kalispel Tribe of Indians is hosting several events. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is at Northern Quest with a preview.
Well, if you come out to Northern Quest this weekend, you could leave with more than just your potential winnings that you earn at the table. That's because all month long, Northern Quest is celebrating Native American Heritage Month. So we got a chance to speak with some representation from the local tribes. Again, they're hosting celebrations, cultural events, performances, vendors, and more. You're invited out here as well to participate and join in some of the celebration and educational opportunities. And also there's going to be a fashion show tonight as well.
It's really fun, I think, bringing all the different Native tribes together. Like, people come out of state from Canada, across the United States. A lot of the dancers too travel pretty far.
So it's awesome because a casino is now serving as a whole different purpose. You can expect to come in and maybe eat some food or play 20, but what you're gonna do is not know you're gonna run into a whole maybe educational seminar or an event.
So again, there's going to be activities all month long here at Northern Quest. You gotta come out here and check it out for yourself. And even as you're walking through the casino, you'll even find artifacts such as the one right here behind me. But for now, reporting here in Spokane County, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.
I was so heartbroken, and I just something inside me was just I have to do something that just can help people remember them.
A 6th grader from Coeur d'Alene turns heartbreak into hope. Up next, how her school project is honoring 2 fallen heroes.
And later, more families in the Northwest are struggling to put food on the table. How a local app is helping coming up.